Hello and welcome to this Monday edition of Together We Can, and I apologise if the sound is slightly off. I'm having some weird issue with echoing with this microphone. I'm going to be getting a new one with some more soundproofing soon, so just bear with me for the moment. The second thing is, before I jump into the content of this, I would like to thank all of you who have subscribed over the past few months. I know most channels talk about the million subscribers. We've hit 500 and I'm very happy about it. So if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and follow the little guy in the corner over there and do that. And if you really enjoy this channel, then do go ahead, help me with the Instagram gods and give this a like. But without further ado, I'm just going to jump straight into the content, because as you'll know by watching this, I don't do a lot of editing or fluff. We tend to just go ahead and straight away talk about the content. So if you don't know what a Chaturbate affiliate is, then go ahead and read the link in the description first. I'm going to assume you know what some of these basics are for this video. But what I want to talk to you about in this video is how to get your conversions up. Now, the simple fact about becoming an affiliate marketer in any sense of the word is normally it does take anywhere from 6 to 18 months, depending on the space that you're marketing, how competitive it is, and so on, for you to earn a full-time income. However, there are ways that you can increase this in terms of speed, or at the very least ensure that by the time you get to that point, your earnings are through the roof, and that is by following some simple steps. Now, the first one is to talk about immediate losses. Now, what I mean by this is when people click your link, that is blocked by spam and ad blocker and so on. And I've found that if you don't put into place a couple of the things I'm going to talk about now, you could lose up to 50% of your traffic, which means you're losing a lot of conversions just by not doing this simple thing. Now, the reason for this is that when it comes to adult content, Google's Chrome browser and so on, especially people who have AdBlock installed, they will blacklist sites like Chaturbate.com, Pornhub.com and so on, and immediately you're just losing people because people don't tend to click your link in the tab that they're already in. If they're browsing social media, they tend to right click and open it in a new browser. So if you're just using an affiliate link from Chaturbate, this means you're losing a lot of users who are doing it this way. Now, if you don't believe me, go ahead, go to one of your Chaturbate links, right click it, open a new tab, and watch it close immediately. Now, depending on your setup, this may not happen, but for a lot of people it will. So how can you get around this? Well, there are 3 simple ways to get around this. The first is to use the white label by Chaturbate, Bonga Cash, Live Jasmine. They all have them, and that way it's not going to be blocked immediately by the ad blockers. The second way is to simply put these links that you generate through bit.ly.com, and this is going to allow you to have a new link that doesn't contain that, and by the time it opens it's already skipped through the ad blocker and gets around it, and this works for a good amount of time. Now, I would still switch these out every 6 to 12 months because they will eventually be added to that ad blocker list. Now, my favorite way is to go ahead and create your own website and embed the cam in there instead. This is not only going to serve for the next point, engagement, but it's also going to keep people on your website, which is going to push your SEO records up anyway. Now, if you don't know how to do that, you can get a simple piece of code in the article, which is in the link in the description below, and you can just change out the username for the cam girl that you're trying to target, and I'll give you that for free. You can subscribe to pay me, but you don't have to, or whatever. Now, that leads me directly on to the next step, which is engagement is key. Now, someone's not going to just click through to your link and then immediately go, oh, I better sign up for this straight away. You need to engage them with content. Now, the steps to doing this are simple. What you want to do realistically is go ahead and create your own website and have some content there. Now, if you're not sure how to get content, most of these girls have an Instagram, they have a Pornhub channel, they have, some sort of content, and on all of these places, including Instagram, you can click on share, go to embed, and it will give you a nice piece of code that you can copy and paste into your website, and it will embed from there. So what you can do is, instead of having to go through getting images, finding images, and so on, you can just embed their content directly in there and create some sort of review. Now, the key to this is that a lot of the time you will also immediately lose users, if they come to your site and that cam girl is not online. So if she's not online, they've clicked through to see it from a thumbnail that they've seen on Reddit or one of these places, and they come through, she's not online. Are they going to search around? No, they're going to immediately click away from your site. They might go to Google and type in the name of the cam girl or something similar, find that girl, but then you've lost them. They're gone. So you want to make sure you have 2 things in place in terms of engagement. One, you want to have the Instagram, Pornhub images, whatever you can get, put them on your site, and that is going to get people in and hooked and having a look through. Now, immediately under that, you're also going to want to have something like engage, alert me when this model is online. Now, by having the cam feed also embedded, if they're online, then your job is kind of done. That girl is going to engage the client for as long as possible and get them to convert, because after watching for a while, they're going to try to chat, then they will have to sign up, and boom, Chaturbate's going to do the rest for you. So those are the two things you want to have on your page. If they're online, have their feed there. Have their feed there anyway, and if they're online, then great. If they're not online, you need to have a backup. So that's where you're going to want to have Pornhub or Instagram or something embedded from the model so that they can engage a little bit there and then. So the keys here are to go through the 3 steps that I'm going to bring you through now. So the first step is to hook. That's going to be your link. You're going to have an image of them on social media. You're going to have some sort of content on social media, or on Reddit or on Google when you get to that point. And that's your hook. That's to just get them to your site. Now, once they're on your site, you make sure that they're not immediately lost, and preferably bring them to your new website. If you don't know what I'm talking about by that, you can go through my content strategy, which you'll also find on this channel up there. Once they're on your website, you need to next engage them, and that's by doing the things that I've just said. Having the cam video feed there and then, and if they're offline, making sure you have backups like Instagram logins and so on. Those are the things that are going to help, and also by having the cam feed on your site, you're engaging them for a longer time, which means that Google and their analytics are now seeing that people are spending more time on your site, which are then pushing them further up on the rankings, which in itself is driving more people and creating that circle for you. Now, the third way is for them to take action. Now, if the cam girl is online, then they're going to bring them and hook them in themselves. The cam girls are going to get better and better at this, and girls who have 12, 13,000 followers, they are better than your average, vice president of marketing at engaging customers. They know how to do this, and they're going to do the work for you. If they're not online, you need to have a link underneath the cam feed that says, please alert me when this cam girl is online, with a link to their feed. That is the best way to make sure that if they see that they're offline, they like the Instagram content and so on, then they click the link, it brings them over. Make sure you use a bit.ly link or a white label, as I said above, brings them over, they can click follow on that feed, and then they're going to sign up. Now remember, the key here, the secret is, all you are trying to do is get them to register an account. Now if you do it the way I've said above, this is how I've got people to spend immediately, because not only are they signing up, they've already engaged with the content, and if that girl's online, they're really engaged, and hopefully they'll sign up and buy $20 worth of tokens, and now they've put their credit card details in, and they are about 70% more likely to spend. Now, I'm not just pulling that figure out of the air, that is an e-commerce figure. Once someone puts their money in the basket, they are likely to spend again and again and again and again. They're hooked. Now, the last question people have, and let me just go back to the article to remember what that is where to find them. So I've gone through this in a previous video, and I'm going to put that in the link in the description below or up here. And basically there are a few ways you can find these people, but the ones I like to go to are the ones where you're already getting adult content engaged users. These are places like Reddit. If you search for not safe for work content on Reddit, you'll find tons and tons of different places where you can now post your content in specific niches, and a lot of these people just go onto Reddit. They don't actually sign up for chat rooms or cam feeds and so on, so you're pulling them into your new niche and signing them up. They're already highly engaged. A lot of them are US, which means they're higher spenders, and these are great people to get. Aside from that, you also want to use the traditional methods. You can use my Instagram strategy, which there's a video about as well, or you can go through Tumblr and so on. The other way to get people engaged is to go to FetLife, become a user in the comment thread on Pornhub, and there's a lot of these different places where you can find people. Now I'm not going to list them all because in the previous video I went through how a guy full-time does this, and I explained everything there as well. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you the ways you can engage people, but that is my simple secret sauce to how a lot of my adult content sites generate these users and create a high value of conversion. If you enjoyed that and you didn't mind there not being any sort of editing or production value, then do go ahead and of course smash the old like button and give me a subscribe. And if not, I'll see you on Wednesday for our next video. Thank you so much. See you soon. I never can find that stop recording button in time.